Getting flippers on my main took well over 100 kills. Getting flippers on my hardcore Iron Man took 4. That was amazing. Very nice, because I want to get a little bit of swimming in. And we'll talk about what we're doing in the episode while we actually get that swimming in. Welcome to episode 25 of the Hardcore Iron Man, by the way. I wanted to start getting some swimming in because I needed some seaweed spores. Turns out you get a lot more seaweed spores from them just spawning on the ground than you do from actually turning in some of your tiers, but you get a few extras from the tiers too. I don't really need that many seaweed spores. Giant seaweed is like 6 regular seaweed, and you get a pretty good amount of seaweed per spore, so I want to get a handful of them to get my farming started, but I probably won't talk about farming again till a little bit later in the episode. I also want to get some blast furnace in, and I guess some various skilling, but they're probably going to be mostly Slayer highlights in this one. Many of you may know that OSRS Mobile is now available on all platforms, all mobile platforms it should be. I have had OSRS Mobile for a while, and it has been kind of nice for little bits of AFK gains. As you can see here, I managed 85 fletching, and that unlocked being able to make magic longbows. Overall, OSRS Mobile is going to be really solid for the game. It has been insane for player count, and I'm very happy with the developers, as I'm sure everybody else is, with the hard work they've been putting in. Very close. 85 hit points, coming in hot, of course. I believe that 90, maybe 95% of my leveling up clips come from standing right in this spot fighting hellhounds. At least while I'm doing Slayer, that seems to always be the case. Ah, there it is. One of my favorite things to do. Leveling up Slayer. Nothing unlocked at 78 by any means, but only 2 levels away from Nechrils now. Just another Slayer level is always nice. 169k XP to go. Ooh. About to get 66 farming. I just really enjoy getting at least a farming level per episode. It's still on Willow Seeds, got a lot of them to go. I could be doing the 2.5 to 3 farming runs a day, or at least tree runs I should say. I do a lot more herb runs than I do tree runs at the moment, but herbs seem a little bit more urgent. And sold Bloodveld head, who'da thunk? I'll take the bonus XP though. Bet you weren't quite ready to see a level up at this side of the cave. 88 range, thank you very much. As I say every time, and probably will say for every other range level, the more the merrier. Glad to get some range XP, and moving on. Not that this is an extremely important item to have on my Hardcore Iron Man, but I did just get my first granite legs drop. Just saying. It's a unique. If I needed one for whatever reason, I have it. Might have the wrong shield on, but 79 Slayer on it too. What? I didn't even know I was getting a level right there. I knew I was close, but I forgot. That was beautiful timing. Didn't get a unique, but hey, 79 Slayer. That's my 10th superior. Overall, solid progress. One more level till Nechrils is kind of nice, but that's a lot of XP to go. So let's move on and get some more XP. Thank you for the superior though. There we go. Nada. I mean, 3 reasonable drops that I will take. But no uniques yet. Feels bad, man. Good XP, though. Last episode during iron mining, I brought up some blast furnace life. Here is 81 smithing. I will be getting, I imagine, 84 to 85 smithing if I do all of my bars. I might not do gold bars at this point, but I know that I'll definitely be turning my myth bars into plate bodies, which will be a little bit of extra smithing XP. I do like getting my blast furnace life in, but I don't have a ton of energy potions, so I've been going hard on Aventos, and hopefully I will have enough. Right now I'm pretty low, but I got a lot of Aventos to work with, and I'll get into a little bit of herb lore life in a little bit. But so far so good on blast furnace. I've done so many hours of blast furnace in old school RuneScape, it seems ridiculous, but I like the blast furnace, I like the gains, and these steel bars are going to make for a lot of cannonballs, which makes for a lot of Slayer gains. I hadn't checked my coffers in a little while. It is nice to see a bunch of herbs and a bunch of coal. Not very many gems and seeds, but it's really the herbs and the coal that are the main thing that I want. And on that note, since I'm really done needing maple logs, and I'll make up for any bird's nests I still need, I'm going to drop the rest out of wood and put into herbs, and there should be a little bit left. Yeah, to put a little bit of extra into mining. I finished the hard Mauritania diaries quite some time ago, but I never picked up the Bone Crusher. I have plenty of Ecto tokens from prayer training to put into the Bone Crusher. I don't really need it on all of my Slayer tasks because I do use Bones to Peaches quite a lot, but you can disable it very easily, so it is really nice to have for a little bit of bonus prayer XP while I'm doing some Slayer. This is my first time having to collect any mushrooms since I've done those Mauritania diaries, and I get double mushrooms from this. Totally forgot about this reward while I was doing the diaries. I almost had forgotten about the Bone Crusher too, let's be honest. I was so heavily set into getting bonus runes from my Mauritania hards that I didn't realize there was so many other things that were going to be very helpful. I do need energy potions, as I brought up earlier. I'm mostly using them at Blast Furnace, but in all reality, when you don't have stamina potions, you can go through a lot of energy potions. The more herblore, the merrier too, and just making energy potions gives me some herblore XP. The closer I can get to 77 for some staminas, the closer I can get to not necessarily unlocking, but kind of unlocking some content for me. Things I want to work on, but things that aren't great without stamina potions. Coming in hot, but I'm working on some mushrooms right now, and I'm about to make some energy potions. I'm not using up all of my herbs right now. I am just making the energy potions, but I'm still going to manage to grab 66 herb lore. This does mean that I'm going to be able to make super defense potions, which require a Cadentine, and I now actually have a use for my Cadentines. That's a little bit of extra herb lore XP that I can get into. Super defense potions are helpful when I'm using melee, even though I don't use a ton of melee, but any herb lore gains are kind of nice. Herb lore and crafting are probably the two more important levels right now, but herb lore is really the biggest one. I mentioned stamina potions in the last clip, and then anti-fires are really close, and ranging potions are right in between staminas and anti-fires. Ranging potions are going to be a big boost for Slayers, so the more herb lore the merrier. Happy to get that level done. More smithing gains, as everyone wanted to see. Working on my mithril bars now, almost halfway. I'm trying to get to 10k bars and then 2k plates. I'll eventually take those plates to do some alk agility, but I don't think I plan on getting all the bars done on this episode. This will likely be the last smithing highlight, but 82 smithing, 2 smithing levels in this one's kind of nice. Finishing up all these bars and the plate bodies is almost going to get me to 85, which would be nice for rune bars, but doesn't really make a huge difference right now, so let's just move on to the next clip. There's an opportunity. Yes, smash him, nice. 10k cash, rune fully, chaos runes, pretty good. Already 1 kill, 1 gargoyle today, or 1 superior. Well, yeah, 1 gargoyle, 1 superior. However you want to look at it, beautiful. Believe it or not, this is my first Karas task in this account, 79 Slayer. Alright, let's go check them out. I believe they were nerfed recently due to getting more limpworts while you farm, but I farmed a good amount of limpworts overall too, so getting less limpworts from them is not that big of a deal. I would like to get a battle axe from him. There it is. 89 range. Thank you very much. The more range levels, the merrier. Only 10 levels from a cape, you say? A lot of XP to go till the cape, though, but not doing bad. Half a mil XP till a level. Wow. It'll take a little bit, but honestly, doing a lot of Slayer while using a cannon and my crossbow has been very good for the range level. So I got a decent amount of seaweed spores to work on some giant seaweed. This is going to be nice for crafting XP eventually. Even mage XP is kind of nice along the way with a super glass make spell that you have to use. I'm very happy about seaweed, but I'm very early on in the seaweed life. And I don't have super or ultra compost, though we'll talk about super compost more in the next clip. Currently I'm using Nummulite, and I'm almost out of Nummulite to just protect them. Ultra compost would be really nice here. I'm not even that far off. Like I said, we'll talk about super compost in a sec, but seaweed is going to be solid for crafting. I have a couple other things for crafting XP, like gem rocks we've been doing. And when I get through the alks from those myth plate bodies, I plan on buying a decent amount of battle staves, because I'll also be getting some fire orbs that I can do some crafting XP through that. So I have a lot of crafting gains coming up, seaweed being a big one now. Also, a little bit of farming XP, can't really complain. It is really nice too, while you're farming seaweed, that it's possible for the seaweed spores to spawn next to you while you're doing this. It doesn't happen a lot, but occasionally I just get both seaweed spores back that I just planted. It's beautiful. Everything is dangerous as a hardcore Iron Man. This is ridiculous. Imagine if I disconnected here, knock on wood, that doesn't happen, but imagine if I disconnected here and this is what knocked me out. Are you kidding me? I'm just trying to farm. I did start planting watermelons. As you can see, I also have this nasturtiums, or whatever they're called, the flowers that have helped me not get as many diseased watermelons. Watermelons do make super compost when you throw them in this compost bin. I probably should have been using super compost for quite some time, but I just been going with raking the weeds and putting compost. Finally decided I have plenty of watermelon seeds. Might as well plant them for extra experience and some super compost, which will help with the herbs. I've been doing as many herb runs as possible, mostly Aventos and Ronars, but overall the herb runs have been really solid, so I like the progress. One more farming clip to wrap up the episode. I also planted my whiteberry bushes. Now that I have 66 herb lore and I can make defense potions, I am going to need whiteberries for them. I have more Cadentines than I have whiteberries, though I did have that Karas task, gave me a lot of whiteberries from it. Kind of nice for the bonus farming XP, but the biggest thing out of this is getting some herblore XP along the way. So I'll definitely make sure to pick my white berries as often as possible. And now Caden Tines are actually on the list for helpful herbs. This is going to wrap up this episode though, everybody. I do hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.